The champagne flute trembled in my hand, its bubbles fizzing like my nerves as laughter erupted across the office party. My wife, Elise, stood by the bar, her crimson dress clinging to her like a second skin, her laughter too bright, too sharp. "Oh, I could drop him anytime," she said, her voice slicing through the chatter, her hand grazing the arm of her coworker, Derek. The room spun, the clink of glasses and hum of conversation fading into a dull roar. My heart lurched, a sickening thud against my ribs. She didn't mean it, I told myself. Just a joke. Just Elise being Elise, charming, reckless with her words. But then Derek's friend, Mara, leaned in, her eyes glinting. "I'd grab him in a heartbeat," she purred, and the air turned to ash in my lungs. I stood frozen by the dessert table, the cloying scent of chocolate ganache turning my stomach. Elise's words echoed, each syllable a needle pricking my skin. "Drop me. After 8 years, 2 miscarriages, and a mortgage we could barely afford." I watched her tilt her head, her auburn hair catching the light as she laughed again, her hand lingering on Derek's sleeve. My mind raced, stitching together fragments I'd ignored. Late nights at the office, her phone angled away from me, the perfume I didn't recognize lingering on her scarf. I wanted to scream, to storm over and demand answers, but my feet were cemented to the floor, my chest tight with a cocktail of dread and denial. The party pulsed on, a blur of sequins and forced smiles. I drifted toward the balcony, needing air, needing to escape the suffocating weight of suspicion. The city sprawled below, a grid of lights flickering like my fading certainty. Elise and I had built a life together, imperfect, but ours. She'd cried in my arms when we lost the second baby, her sobs soaking my shirt. Could that woman, so raw and broken, be the same one tossing me aside with a laugh? I gripped the railing, the cold metal biting my palms, and tried to rationalize it. Office banter. Alcohol loosening tongues. Nothing more. But then I saw them through the glass doors. Elise and Derek, tucked in a corner, their heads too close, her fingers brushing his tie. My breath hitched, a sharp pain knifing through me. I wanted to believe it was innocent, but the way she looked at him, eyes soft, lips parted, mirrored how she used to look at me. My heart screamed betrayal, but my mind clung to doubt. Maybe I was misreading it. Maybe I was the paranoid husband, seeing ghosts where there were none. I forced myself back inside, the party's noise crashing over me like a wave. Elise spotted me, her smile faltering for a split second before she waved me over. "Hey, babe," she said, her voice honey-sweet, but it felt rehearsed. Derek stepped back, his grin too easy, too practiced. "Having fun?" she asked, looping her arm through mine. Her touch, once a lifeline, now burned with questions. I mumbled something about the heat, my eyes darting to Derek, who was already chatting up Mara. Was this a game? A test? My stomach churned, guilt creeping in for doubting her, but the seed of suspicion had taken root. The night dragged on, each moment a slow unraveling. I caught snippets of their conversation later, Elise's voice low, intimate. "Meet me tomorrow. Usual spot." My knees buckled, but I steadied myself against a table, the edge digging into my palm. Usual spot. The phrase clawed at me, conjuring images of stolen moments, secret rendezvous. I wanted to confront her, to demand the truth, but fear held me back, fear of her answer, fear of losing her, fear of being right. At home, Elise slipped into bed beside me, her body warm but distant. I lay awake, the darkness pressing in, replaying every glance, every word. My heart ached with love for her, but it was tangled with rage and despair. I could storm out, accuse her, break everything. Or I could stay silent, preserve the fragile shell of our life. Neither felt right. Neither felt bearable. The next morning, she kissed me goodbye, her lips soft but fleeting. "Love you," she said, her eyes not meeting mine. I watched her leave, her heels clicking on the hardwood, and something inside me snapped. I grabbed my keys, my phone, my freedom. I wouldn't confront her, not yet. I'd follow her to the usual spot, uncover the truth myself. And when I did, I'd decide whether to fight for her or let her go. The car door slammed, the sound final, like a gavel. Whatever I found today, I knew one thing. The man who came home tonight wouldn't be the same one who left.